Hello guys, I'm Bethany. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here and I'm so excited to be doing a little bonus video this week. I have been very much into reading recently. I've been into reading my whole life, but recently I've been getting into the Bookstagram, BookTube world. I made a book Instagram and I've just been watching a ton more booktubers on YouTube, and they always do these monthly videos where they tell about the books they read the previous month and then do a TBR video for the next month. And so I decided I really wanted to do a video on my June TBR. I'm so excited. So basically I'm just going to tell you about the books that I want to read in June, and I'm doing this as a bonus video because I feel like some people don't like the book content. They obviously don't do the best on my channel, like they're not the most popular videos that people like, but I love doing them, so I thought I would do a little bonus video. So you still get 2 videos this week from me, but if you like reading, you get a bonus one. So I have 9 books that are on my TBR for June. I feel like that's pretty doable. I feel like that is a good amount of books that hopefully I will be able to get through this month. Some of them are paperback and then some I'm going to read on my Kindle, whether they be Kindle Unlimited or borrowing from my library through the Libby app. I wanted this video to be like very casual, just to sit, chat about books, about the books that I'm excited to read. So let's get started. If you have any books that you want to read in the month of June, you should let me know in the comments. Let's get into some of these books. I'm so excited. So the first one is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. A couple of these I borrowed from the library, this one being one of them, and I'm very excited about it. Basically, it's about this girl, Olive. She is a third-year PhD candidate, and she kisses a professor in the field. I don't really understand it because it's like academia. I don't really understand that much about that world of like scientists and stuff like that. But basically she kisses this guy who is a professor, not her professor, but a professor. And he's known to be not very nice, kind of a jerk. Olive dated this guy. Her friend likes this guy, and to prove to her friend that she doesn't like this guy anymore and her friend should date him, she kisses this professor. So kind of the premise of it. I'm trying to sit here pretending I haven't already read this book because this is obviously my June TBR, but it's kind of a few days into June, so kind of already read this, but I'm excited about it. I've heard great things about it. So that's my summary as if I haven't read the book. Next is Just Last Night by Harry McFarlane. Also borrowed this from the library, and from the cover I thought it was a rom-com, but it's not a rom-com. So basically it says 2 best friends, 1 missed chance, a night that changes everything. It sounds very good, very interesting. I have already read this one too, so sorry. I've read a lot of reviews on Bookstagram and people really like it. It's just basically about a group of friends and one of the girls likes one of the guys. Something happens in an instant, their lives are changed forever. Those 2 I've already read, but the next ones I have not read, so it'll be more fun to talk about them. Next is very exciting. It's Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I've been saying this everywhere because it just came out in the month of May, and literally everyone's been talking about it. So I actually bought it on Amazon. I ordered it and I got it the other day, and I've actually started it a little bit, but I'm very excited about it because it's so popular right now, and also the cover is just beautiful. Like, are you kidding me? But basically it's about this girl named Nora. She is a literary agent, and basically her sister is pregnant with a couple kids and is like, Nora, we should go on a little vacation, take a little trip. I will get a break from being a mom, you'll get a break from working. While she's there, she sees this guy that she's known previously who's also in the reading world. He is an editor, and they just hadn't really got along very well in the past. So they see each other at this little town, and it kind of just goes from there. Obviously, I haven't read this book, so I do not know what happens, but I'm very excited about it. I've read Beach Read by Emily Henry, and I loved it. It's one of my favorite romances. I tried multiple times to read People We Meet on Vacation, and I just couldn't get into it. So not sure about that one, but I'm excited to read this one, and it's just beautiful. Like, what a stunning book. It's very much a rom-com, that kind of vibe, which is very good after Just Last Night. Next is another one I borrowed from the library, and it's Who Are You Following by Sadie Robertson Huff. I'm very excited about this book. It says Pursuing Jesus in a Social Media Obsessed World. Sounds like a great book. I really want to read at least one like Christian nonfiction book a month, so this is the pick for this month. I usually go through these kind of books quite slower because I like to read a chapter at a time while I'm doing my quiet time or something, so excited about this. And the next one I don't have yet. I actually ordered it. It's coming in the mail tomorrow, but it is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I'm very excited about this book, but the thing is, I actually DNF'd it a couple months ago. It came out in April. I'm pretty sure I've read all of Abby Jimenez's books. I think it's just the Friendzone series, and I loved the Friendzone series. One of my favorite series of all time. The series as a whole is 5 stars, and each book is also 5 stars. They're just so good, and so I really wanted to read this book. Basically, it's about this girl who was driving home from a funeral, I believe, and she stops at this small town, meets this guy that helped her with her car, and basically it's just like a small town romance of this girl who is like a doctor, not like a small town vibe of a girl, and she meets this guy who lives in a small town. So it sounds very good, and I think I read like 100 pages of it and then I didn't finish it. But I love Abby Jimenez and I feel like I should give it a second chance. So I bought the actual paperback and it's coming in the mail tomorrow. So I'm very excited to read it because I think it's gonna be good. Because what I've heard from like one of the reviews I've read is that the first bit of it is a little slow and then it gets better. So I'm not sure. I did like the beginning of it, but clearly I didn't finish it. So I wasn't like obsessed. And the next few are on Kindle Unlimited. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read these. The first one is The Infinity Between Us by M.S. Perkins. I saw Carter Sullivan talk about this, I think. It's a second chance romance. It's really all I know about it. I think this girl and this guy like lived in the same house or something, and they're trying to sell it and she meets up with him again, something happens. I don't really know. I've read like one chapter of it on my Kindle, but it sounds very good. I love second chance romances. If you know me, you know I just read Every Summer After and it's one of my favorite books of all time. So I think it's kind of that similar vibe. Next is The Truth About Love by Maze Myers. I heard about this book from Rachel Catherine's June TBR and it sounded very good. I'm excited. I need to like look up what it's about, to be honest. The description sounds very good. It says, I love him with every broken piece of me, but what happens when that isn't enough? What happens when the future I was promised is ripped away by the person I love the most? He told me he would wait for me, but when I show up at his house ready to finally live the love story we've been longing for, it isn't him who answers the door, it's his wife. Wow. Holy crap. That sounds amazing. And it has very good reviews on Goodreads, so I'm very excited to read that one. And then next is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This book has been everywhere. I've been seeing everyone read it, and I've also seen that it's very long. It's like 500 pages, like a pretty long romance, but it's clearly very good because everyone's talking about it. So I'm very excited to read it. It's also on Kindle Unlimited, which is very nice. So basically this girl Naomi goes to, I think she like runs away from her wedding and goes to her twin sister, who's like an evil twin sister. And her evil twin leaves her with her daughter, and then she has to try and take care of her. And then this guy in this town named Knox helps her or something. I don't know. It sounds very good. I'm very excited to read it. Everyone raves about it, so it must be good. And then the last one is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. This book is pretty old, I feel like. Yeah, it came out in 2015 and I've never read it. I've heard a lot about it. I've heard it's a very sad book, but I was on the Libby app and I saw that I could borrow it from my library, so I borrowed it. So I'm excited to see how it is. I don't really know what it's about, honestly. It says The Fault in Our Stars meets Eleanor and Park in this exhilarating and heart-wrenching love story about a girl who learns to live from a boy who intends to die. Wow. That sounds very sad, but I'm excited to see how it is. I feel like these books are like very like well-rounded, different vibes. Me saying that, but they're probably mostly romance. I lied. They're not really well-rounded, but it's like we got the rom-coms, we got the lighthearted romance, we got the emotional romance, we got the sad stories. We also had a nonfiction Christian book, so we just got it all in this video, but those are the books I plan to read in the month of June. I'm gonna really try to stick to this TBR. I have a few books that I thrifted that I wanna get to, but I'm gonna try to stick to these. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun chatting about all the books I wanna read, and I'm excited for my June monthly wrap up where I talk about the books that I end up reading. It's gonna be so fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to subscribe. Like I said, I post Tuesday and Saturday. This is just a little fun bonus video that I hope you enjoyed. You can also follow me on Instagram, and you can also follow my book Instagram if you want more book content. Super fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon for my next video. Bye.